Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So the day has come where we can finally start running electrical and get this show on the road. Just kidding. We actually started that about 2 weeks ago. My dad's been over here helping me a little bit. I got a couple other guys coming in to help me out. Yeah, we are done with the third floor, and second floor is almost done. And I know right now it looks a little bit lighter outside. Here it is about 6 a.m. Saturday morning, but as soon as you step inside, we lose pretty much all of our light, and it's still pretty dark inside the house. So I'm going to take advantage of the light going on, or lack thereof, and set my ladder up on the inside of the garage, get a laser set up, and drill holes for the electrical line for the outlets and lights. And once it lightens up a little bit, we'll jump up into the office and hopefully get that finished up before my dad's birthday breakfast, which, yes, today is his birthday. So this video will be out in probably like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So don't forget to pop over to his channel, wish him happy belated birthday. So let's get drilling. All right, so that took about an hour and 15 minutes to drill all those holes. Now over here on my side of the garage, this is going to be on its own circuit, as well as my workbench area will be on its own circuit. I'm going to add a 220, excuse me, I'm going to add a 220 plug. Just, you know, I don't expect to have my big workshop for probably the next 5 to 7 years. So if I need a small welder here, a larger air compressor, something like that, I'd rather have it hooked up and have it run and not need it than to need it and not have it. Wanted to have a bunch of outlets on my workbench so that I can have battery chargers going, whatever else I need going there. Never want to have a shortage on outlets. But then walking over here to Rachel's side, her area over here is going to be on its own circuit as well. I like to try to split things up as much as I can. That way we never have too much amperage drawing through one circuit and trip a breaker. This part here got a little tricky. After this outlet up here, this will be for like a sweeper for her car. We had to run up through the ceiling into my closet, through the wall, and then down into this cavity here to get this outlet underneath this window outlet. And then that outlet there is for the potential garage door opener. We still haven't decided if we're doing the ceiling mounts or the wall mounts for our openers. So like I said, I'd rather need those outlets there and have them rather than to need them and not have them. But this is all done. It's nice and light. We're going to jump back up in the office, try to get that finished up. Okay, so we got a new laser level sent to us from Hupar. You know, you can never have too many of these laser levels. So when they reached out and said they wanted to send me one, I said, hey, sure, why not? Now, unlike my other two, this one, when you have it setting on the floor, measuring from floor to laser, is about 4 1/4 inches. So still would work good for our basement floors. Be able to set this right on our footers, broadcast a line over it. I had it setting on a 2x4, a 2x6, broadcasting a line for my holes to be drilled. The one thing I'm not really thrilled about on this is that the locking lever to turn it on and off is underneath one of your vertical lines. Just makes it a little bit harder to get to. My other ones have them on the side here, so in a sense, yeah, that protects you from accidentally turning it on and off, but it is recessed quite a bit. So bumping something to turn that on and off, I don't think that's going to be an issue. If I had to complain about something with this, I would say that would probably be the thing that I don't like, is that it's underneath that, so it's a little bit harder to get to. But you have your 3 lines, you have 2 verticals, 1 horizontal, the horizontal one being 4 1/4 inches above from ground. Like I said, you have 2 different frequencies in terms of brightness. There's your high, there's your low. So if you're in a pinch where you need to save some battery, you can swap that over to your low setting. And then your on and off button, you can individually control each line as far as which one you would like to have on. So again, good for battery conservation. You don't have to have all 3 lines running at the same time. But all in all, it's a pretty good laser. Shoots a true straight line. And yeah, thank you to my friends at Hupar. They did send me one more. We'll see if we can figure out something to do with that here in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna head up into the office and try to get finished up there. Okay, so like I said, we started doing electrical a couple weeks ago. It's been mostly weekends, the occasional weeknight, just like, you know, it's August 2nd right now, so July, August, September, these are our like really busy crunch time months. The weather seems to be turning. I'm not really sure what to make of this Pennsylvania weather. This is the most rain we've ever had in a summer, it seems. Not factually accurate, just guessing, because we've had an extraordinary amount of rain. But you know, we just went from 100+ degrees multiple weeks in a row that to, you know, I'm wearing a hoodie right now because it's kind of chilly this morning. So yeah, nobody can really figure out this weather right now. But regardless, getting back to electrical, I just wanted to get stuff done. So we've been over here just trying to hammer it out and keep things going. Up here in my office, I have all of the outlets done. We have the home run done for the outlets up here. We have the home run done for the lighting. My first outlet right here will have a GFCI. I'm not sure if that's code, but it is. If it's not code, then I'm sure it's strongly encouraged that your first outlet on every circuit should be a GFCI. That way, if you get some sort of moisture or anything in your electrical line, you know, you have a bare wire or something that trips, it should trip that GFCI and not the breaker itself. Just another safeguard to help keep from burning your house down. Again, not sure if it's code or not, but that's just what I've been told. So that's our first one there. After that, all of these outlets are daisy chained together, this being my work area over here. So I wanted to have, again, a bunch of outlets there for computer, printer, you know, battery chargers for these cameras. We have our bathroom vanity outlet hooked up because realistically there shouldn't be any crazy power draw coming from up here. Yeah, TV box there, so everything's connected together. We have the home run for the lighting coming into this box. We have our 3-way wire coming in from the switch at the bottom of these steps for the stairwell lights. We have these 2 runs going to, where do these go? Oh, bathroom. We have one that goes over to here to supply power for the lighting in the bathroom plus the fan. Then from here we have this wire that goes to that box over there for the bathroom vanity lighting. So the only other thing to do up here is to mount the ceiling fan box. I'm going to have a ceiling fan up in this area here, and then we'll have lighting there, lighting here. This side is going to be independently controlled from this side. That way, if I'm up here working either late at night or early in the morning, I can have dim lighting just in my work area here. So we got some more holes drilled. We got some interesting routing to take because we can't drill through this lamb beam here. We can't, I'm not sure, but regardless, I don't want to. So yeah, this will be fun. So enjoy the time lapse. all of the hard stuff, in my opinion, is done for this room. The home run is run for the outlets. All of the outlets are daisy chained together. The home run is run for the lights, and most of the lights are run. We got everything roughed in to an extent. All of the main ceiling lights are roughed in. We're gonna have 4 lights over here, plus the ceiling fan and light combo. Had to build that box there so that it sat level, because if you don't have those level, your ceiling fan can wobble and it can cause some difficulty. So now we have a nice drywall nailer coming down to make that box. The drywall will get notched out around there. We have 4 lights over here to help illuminate this area, and then we have 1 light on top of this closet. That's all, with the exception of that ceiling light. This area, this light, these lights are all on 1 switch. The ceiling fan and light is on a switch. I got the start run over to here. I ended up running that down underneath the floor in the garage and then up through here rather than trying to fit another wire in through there. I already have 3 going through that hole. I thought that was enough, so we brought it up through the floor, got our start point done. We're gonna have 4 lights over here to help keep this area nice and bright while I'm working, but I have to link all those together. We have holes drilled, so I have that to do, and then I have to run the 3 wire from this box to here for the fan and light combo. Sorry, I'm thinking. And then I have to run 2 wire. I'm gonna put 2 lights in here and possibly a 3rd in here. No, I think 2 lights here will be good to light up this, because on top of these 2 lights and this light, remember, we're gonna have a vanity light there. So really, I should be able to finish this up tomorrow morning. Right now I have to get home, help Rachel get the girls ready. We got to go up to Erie for maternity pictures for number 3, because baby number 3 is due in less than a month, probably even sooner by the time this video comes out. So I'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning to finish up the office. 6:30 Sunday morning, back here after a nice afternoon evening up in Erie with my beautiful loving wife for her maternity pictures. Yeah, let's get the office finished up. The workspace lights, bathroom lights, stairwell lights, and then we're done. Enjoy the time lapse. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, with the exception of my smoke detector, which is right here. Everything up in the office is wired, including this stairwell set of lights here that we had to build a little bit sketchy scaffolding for. Obviously, like I've said in past videos, everything I do is OSHA approved. Let me make that clear, let me say it again. Everything I do is OSHA approved. If you've been following along, you know that's not always the case, but that's what I like to keep telling myself. But just to give you the general rundown before we shift downstairs into the garage and start running wire there. We started off the morning by stringing my workspace lights together. We're gonna have 4 4-inch lights over here to provide me with nice light, not super harsh, not super bright, But the thing that I really like about these wafer lights that we're going to be using is that on the box, there's different settings. You can adjust them to like 4, maybe 5 different levels of brightness. So if I decide, that's not bright enough, I'd like it a little bit brighter, I can always pull them out of the wall, click up the next setting on the box, and turn them on, make sure I like them. And yeah, they're sweet. I am still scratching my head as to why people use cans. So this is not knocking on anybody, any electricians out there that use cans, but if you could drop me a comment and leave me, you know, some sort of answer as to why, like builders, electricians, people use cans still, please let me know, because from a financial aspect, the wafers are a lot less expensive. They give off great light. I used them in my garage. I didn't have any glare on that TV that I had in there. So again, please let me know, in your opinion, why people still use cans, because personally, I don't understand it. But getting back to things, we strung these lights together, jumped over here into the bathroom. I am gonna get a 2x10 and pad that down a little bit more. When I put my box in for my light and my fan for this shower, I don't want to stub it out. I got ceiling mounted shower vents. I don't want it going out on the front. I don't want to look at that every time I pull in. So we'll run that vent pipe up. We're going to pad this down another 9.5 inches. That'll give me plenty of room to bring that pipe down and out this side, so we have ventilation. But that's 3-wire. If you're wondering what that blue wire is, blue wire is my 14.3. The white is my 14.2. The yellow is my 12.2. So 12 and 14 being the gauge of the wire, 2 and 3 being the number of wire in that sheathing, not including the bare copper ground wire. So we got that wire run that way we can control the fan and the light independently from a switch here. Then we got our ceiling lights mounted over here. We'll have 2 right here that are able to point down, providing us with nice light through here. So when you come in to use the toilet or wash your hands or whatever, you know, you don't have to turn just the shower on or just the vanity on. You'll have a couple different options in there. Next, we built, again, OSHA approved scaffolding. I'm gonna have 1 light on this side and I'll be pointed down straight on top of this landing. That's gonna kind of throw off the aesthetics of this wall. I was gonna have 4 lights over here, but we're gonna put a 5th one here because I think as you're coming up the stairwell, you're naturally gonna be looking up. I think it would be really nice to just have a nice line of sight of lights up here, especially one pointing down. We got the other ones strung together, so we'll have 1 there, 1 here, 1 here, 1 at this landing. So you'll have 1 at this landing, 1 in the center of this stairwell, and then you'll have 1 down here right inside of the door pointing down, all of which are controlled from this box here. Again, we have our 14.3 connecting this switch to the switch upstairs, so you can shut these lights off when you get up there. This is going to be our switch leg that goes to the lights. See that? Switch leg. I'm learning all these terms. But that was that. Again, with the exception of the smoke detector, because all those have to be wired in 1 run, we're going to go ahead, move everything down to the garage, and start pulling our outlets. So enjoy. All right, so here we are, 6:17 p.m. I've been here for about 12 hours, just about, and I got a ton accomplished on this rainy Wednesday. I said earlier it was Tuesday, it's actually Wednesday. But the garages are 100% done. We have all the home runs done. We have all the outlets strung together. We have a couple different circuits between my side of the garage and Rachel's side of the garage. Rachel's side over here has 2 circuits because of the number of outlets out here. We have a couple up higher for sweepers, for car vacuums. We have a couple, a bunch, not a couple, a bunch down low so we can plug in, chest freezer, whatever else we might need. Then over here we have my workbench area that's on its own circuit. We have outlets all along these 2 walls, one up top for a sweeper, camera, and then TV eventually. We have our outside plug right out there. We have a motion sensor spotlight / camera mount outside up there, as well as there. We have all of the light boxes on the front side of the garage mounted. And yeah, walking inside, I think I said it, but I got 2 of the doors put in. So there's 1, there's 2. Actually, I got the one at the bottom of my office steps put in too. That's over there. This one is the exterior walkout door for over there. All 4 of these doors have to be fire rated. So instead of doing steel, we opted for fiberglass. Not really sure. I got fiberglass for my last house, and I really like them. Couldn't really tell you, other than one being steel, one being fiberglass, what the difference are. Benefits and negatives to each. Not really sure, but regardless, we're inside. All of the kitchen outlets and lights are all strung in. Circuits are run. The living room's just about done. I have to pull 1 wire over to the fireplace so that we can have a complete circuit to that. But other than that, lights, ceiling fan, light box, outlets in the living room are done. Everything's done in the pantry, powder room. I have 220 run for the dryer. I just need to stub that into the box. We have a box here for the washer that I need to run a power line to. That'll honestly probably just be on its own run. The inspector likes to see all appliances on their own circuits, so we have a dedicated circuit for the washer, the dryer, the refrigerator, the oven / stove / cooktop. The hood gets its own circuit. The microwave gets its own circuit. I think that's it. I'm not sure. But here in the mudroom, laundry room, outlets, lights are run, switches are run. Rachel's craft room, outlets, lights, and switches are all run. Now I do still need to go through each room and trim these up and make them look all neat and pretty. And we can actually go ahead and wire nut all of the 3-way, that's not a 3-way, the 3-way wires together. So this box gets a 3-way for these lights, so you can turn them on and off from here as well as there. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything up here, with the exception of the washer plug, is done, I think. Now down in the basement, still a little bit left to do, but I actually got a lot of this stuff done, and I wasn't really planning on it, but everything went so darn smooth today that I was able to come down here and get everything strung together. Smoke detectors, you have to have one in every bedroom, plus one on every floor. So that is the first one in the run, and they all have to be wired together. So we have one there, we have one in the hallway at the top of the steps, one in the garage, and then one in every bedroom. So they're all strung together, the home runs landed. We got the outlets strung together on these 2 walls because eventually, in 5 or 6 years, this will be a bedroom down here. So I wanted to make sure that I had power on these walls because these will be insulated and drywalled here in the next couple weeks. Going outside, we have our, I believe, 10-3, 10-2. 10-2 wire going outside for our air conditioner unit. Then we have 12-2 going outside for the mini split unit. Then we have 12-2 going outside for an outlet, because apparently nowadays you need to have an outlet next to your air conditioner unit. That's not going to be getting used much, so that can just be run in line with the bedroom outlets here. I need to make a note on that wire so that whenever I label it in the box, I can remember. Now, if you're wondering, hey, if this is gonna be a bedroom, aren't you gonna have a wall? Yes, I am. That's why I put a box up here and wrote on the side, future junction box, meaning that I don't think I'll put an outlet on that one. I'll probably just wire nut it. And actually, I don't think I have to hook it up to the outlet. But what that does is, since we're doing a drop ceiling all through the basement here, that gives me a place to get power from, so that if we need an outlet on this wall or this wall, I can pull a wire from this box down into the wall and get some outlets there. So always trying to think ahead how I can make it easier on myself, because sometimes I don't do that, and boy do I pay the price. So that junction box will need a cover on, so that if that line does become hot, somebody doesn't shock themselves. Over here, this will be a bathroom, again, later on down the road. Bathroom vanity will be right here, so I ran my outlet box there. So then that way I know that if this is my drain pipe, my sink's gonna be somewhere right here. We're gonna have an outlet there, ran it up, that gets its own dedicated circuit. Moving over to here, I still have to pull a 10-2 wire from the box over to here and out of this wall, along with a 12-2. That'll give me power to my air conditioner unit as well as an outlet. I think, oh, and then I got my line run for my heat pump here. So this will go down into that box and supply power to the heat pump. Boy, did we get a lot. And while all that was going on, my dad was kind enough to come over and start working on my septic field. So come out here and you can see the ditches that he dug, as well as the pipes he put in for me. So we have a clean out right on top of our P-trap running into this line. And then that 22, I think, yeah, 22's off into a Y there, into another clean out. And then up here we have that other sewer line coming out of this area over here for my office bathroom. We need another clean out on top of a P-trap. That runs down here, hits this Y, and then clean out there. You need to clean out every, I think, 50 to 60 feet. I think it's right around 50. So clean out here far enough away that we'll be able to have a nice big patio without that being in the concrete. We'll do a planter, something around here, just help give some privacy on this window, as well as keep my downspouts out of the concrete, as well as that clean out. That'll get landscaped, so I'm not concerned about that. And then yeah, we'll have plenty of room for a nice big patio out here. So on top of all that, I threw some sand in a ditch for Josh and Jenny because they got their propane tank delivered. So I mean, holy cow, we packed a lot of work into today. I think we really took advantage of this rain day. So with all that being said, I cannot remember how long this video is and what has been covered. I know we did a laser review on that laser. It's a good one. It's been working great for me. I've used it a number of times. And the one thing I really did like is the case that it came in. Big heavy duty case. I don't think I showed that, but either way, a little bit bigger than my other ones, so a little bit not harder to carry, but it's not as small and compact. It's a little bit bigger. The other lasers I have, they broadcast the line at 3.5 inches up if you just set it on a flat surface. That one broadcasted at about 4.25, so a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, but depending on what you're using it for, it could be good. But yeah, we got a ton of wire pulled. I've been working on the electric now for maybe 2.5 weeks, and really making a lot of headway with it. We still have some outside outlets to mount, and lights that we have to mount. So that will be for another day though, because I am tired, I am beat, I am hungry. I'm gonna go home, get some dinner, see the girls for a little bit, go to bed, get up and go to work tomorrow before I come back here and do some more work. So with all that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning back into another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. And yeah, I mean, holy smokes, thank you guys for the continued support. I'm I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna go home, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Just know that your guys' continued support means the world to me, and I do really truly appreciate it. So with all that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.